There's actually been a really good reason, so let's just get into it.
Weird.
Weird.
Weird. Weird. It is so weird. People are so weird. Like, you're weird. That's weird. You're weird.
Talk about weird.
Are we weird?
Talk about weird.
Oh, but before I do, this video is actually sponsored by Butterhelp.
Brought to you by BetterHelp.com/DeFranco.
BetterHelp.
Thank you so much to Butterhelp.
BetterHelp. Thank you to BetterHelp. That's one of the reasons why I like BetterHelp.
BetterHelp.
For years, if you watched YouTube, you saw one sponsorship more than any other.
BetterHelp.
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 BetterHelp. It was everywhere. They positioned themselves as an affordable, modern solution to therapy. But after being accused of selling user data, using misleading marketing, employing unqualified therapists, and violating user privacy, the company faced massive backlash. Users left, creators distanced themselves, and their parent company's stock crashed 97%. But now BetterHelp says that they're back. But if it is like they claim, did it actually get better? Or is this just some sort of marketing rebrand? Well, I'm here to find out.
It's time for me to level up. This video is actually sponsored by Butterhelp.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. It is me. I'm wicked. I'm a wicked woman. Don't say I didn't warn you. You're here with me, so you're probably wicked too. Today we are going to discuss Anna Banana's BetterHelp shill. Okay, she has not made any long form content on YouTube for about, I believe, 6 months. And then she comes on to make this silly little BetterHelp shilling video. And right off the bat, I do have to discuss the controversy surrounding BetterHelp. In 2023, they had to, I think it was $7.3 million they had to pay to, they lost a lawsuit because they were selling people's private information. So there is that. So the clip that I put in the beginning is from a creator called The Asher Show, and he did a really, really great video breaking down BetterHelp and why they're problematic, what happened with them, and, you know, if they're a decent company now. So I will link that. I'm going to use a couple little clips from it in my video. It was great. Please go watch it and go subscribe to The Asher Show. He's great. He does great breakdown videos. And yeah, let's listen to Anna. One thing I am going to do is that Anna is very coded in the way that she sells. She has kind of a scripted way of talking and pausing and delivering like a sales pitch. And it's very much in this video, but you can see after she says a lot of things, you can see if she believes her statement or not. Her face drops. So I have paused on a few of my favorite face drop moments, if you will. So let's just go through this.
This video is actually sponsored by Butterhelp.
Ooh, I did put an audio effect on it because I'm trying to get around the copyright for the music. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it's not too annoying. So this, as soon as she says it's sponsored by BetterHelp, she purses her lips. Anna, she will say a statement and then she'll go. And it's usually like that, like she's swallowing but it just seems a little deceptive. Her face is dropping. It seems like she doesn't believe herself. And this look like right here, it's almost like, I can't fucking believe I'm doing this. I can't believe it either, Anna.
And if I could speak to that version of myself right now, I
don't know if this was scripted too. I don't know if they get a script that they're supposed to follow when they are doing an advertisement, but I almost felt like her bringing up this picture of her as a 13-year-old was a little bit of like pulling at your heartstrings a little bit.
That you have absolutely no clue how strong you're going to become.
She doesn't believe herself. See, she does the lip pursing.
You don't know it yet, but one day you're going to become kind of a badass.
She doesn't believe herself.
Of when things felt easier, like we belonged, like we had more connections.
I don't think she ever felt like she had connections or belonging.
So therapy can help with that.
You need therapy, Anna. She needs therapy bad.
And that's not by making the past disappear.
She wants her past to disappear.
Your past matters.
How did she get so big? Why is she so fat? Here's a little secret. I don't think about what got me here. In fact, I try to waste as little time as possible thinking about things I simply cannot change. This is where my body is right now. And what I'm focused on is how I can get to the next goal. I'm not wasting my time chasing my past. I'm investing everything in chasing my future.
But so does the future you're building right now.
She doesn't believe that she's building a future.
Now, speaking of the future we're building right now, I have been doing a lot of work on that. And
Have you?
that is why I haven't been here. Because I needed to go, as the youth of this generation say, touch grass. I'm proud of kind of the
She's
progress
not.
I've made.
Kind of the progress I've made.
I also really wanted to build some significant offline relationships and even like a community that doesn't exist around who I am online. I love
No, she
this
doesn't.
community, and I love the amazing things that I've been able to do for and with this community and because of this community.
You don't
honestly.
even respond to comments. You don't even allow comments.
But it is still virtual, and many of you I will never get to meet in real life. And I was missing some of that deeper connection that really only comes from face-to-face communication.
A lot of people pointed this out, but that is such a contradictory statement when she is literally making a video to sell online therapy. It's not face-to-face, it's not in person, it's online. And she's talking about the importance of her touching grass, meeting real life friends, and having face-to-face interactions with real people. She's saying that that's why she left, and that was what was so important to her. And it doesn't sound like she is attributing any of that to BetterHelp. Seems like she's attributing the success to living her life in the real world and getting offline.
And honestly, if anything, over the past several months, I've realized how valuable in-person interaction with people is.
Do you hear yourself, Anna? Do you hear yourself? It's like the worst advertisement. Walk it back, girl. Walk it back.
And I'm not discrediting online communication. They can be super powerful tools for change. But there's just something different about sitting with someone and laughing with them and feeling that like raw energy from the person you're with. It's been nice to feel like there's a space where I'm just Anna.
I don't get that. She acts like she doesn't live any of her life offline. I mean, even people that are chronically online, it's like most of your life is not online. And if it is, it's a problem. I mean, I feel like I have more in-person interactions with people than I do actually online. I don't consider like typing to somebody in a chat room, I don't consider that like an interaction. I mean, yeah, it's an interaction, but it's like you're typing to somebody. It's not really real. I mean, it can kind of develop into a friendship. You know, we've all made like friends in the chat rooms and stuff. I don't know. It's kind of dangerous. Anyway, I'm deleting this part, whatever. She does not believe herself.
It's so weird to say that because it's not like I've showed up on the internet as anything other than myself at any time.
Really, Anna?
Creates a lack of depth
Sure about
and
that?
Understanding of me by both people that like me and people that don't like me. And I'm appreciative of that depth now.
Her face drops are insane. There's so many.
If anything, it's made me appreciate that diversity of who I am.
What does that mean?
I'd like to think I don't care what people think about me or what they say about me, but there will be some part of me that
care
always
so
cares.
much.
That's human. So I've really learned to find where I value feedback and where I value perspective and tune everything else out. And that doesn't mean that I'm immune to it. Some days it still gets me because I am human. I'm just learning balance.
No, she's not. No, she's not.
I am still very imperfect, and I will continue to be imperfect until the day I die because I'm human. And I think the demand for perfection online is like just entirely unrealistic. Like,
I honestly don't agree with the demand for perfection online. I don't believe that there is a demand for perfection online. I actually believe, yes, I think that when people are presenting themselves, they always want to present themselves as perfect. And there is a faction of people that they want that perfect aesthetic. But I feel like there's just as many people, if not more, that really want authenticity. You know, they don't want fake authenticity. They want real authenticity. You know, if you're having a bad day, you're having a bad day. There's no excuses. It's just what it is. You know, I feel like Anna does a lot of things to come online and be authentic, but it's performative authenticity for the sake of usually selling something, whether it's a product or an idea or her new persona. You know, people want true authenticity. They don't want performed authenticity. Whoops.
if anything, lifting has taught me that progress is the real goal.
She doesn't believe that. Just because you can tell she doesn't believe her statement, but also her progress hasn't been that great. The first trap bar deadlift she did was like 400 pounds or something. And I still think she's deadlifting around that, maybe a little less, because the trap bar is a little easier than like a standard deadlift bar. So I just feel like there has been some progress. You know, I'm not going to say she hasn't done anything progressive, but it's not a lot of progress. And I can tell that she probably is not that excited about the little amount of progress that she's had. Look at her face. So she purses her lips, she's scowling, and then she looks down and away. She's swallowing. She like does not believe her statement, and she looks angry. Part of me feels like I don't think she wanted to make this commercial. I think she might even be a little ashamed that she had to make this commercial. She had a contract, obviously. And she posted it and then deleted it, and she left it in a playlist. I'm wondering if she left it in the playlist on purpose so that it's technically posted, but I think she kind of wanted to hide this a little bit. I don't think she's very proud of this particular shill.
There have been a lot of videos made where I could refute a lot of the things in it, but I'm just not that person.
You can try to refute, but people are using actual receipts and evidence. You know, we're using videos of you with filter fails and shit. We're using past and present videos of you to compare yourself in what you say. So you can refute it, but you can't refute like physical data.
It doesn't even matter at this point because the people who have made that content are just committed in making money, and they're just going to put together whatever storyline sells the most.
It's time for me to level
Anna, you're
up.
committed in making money, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody needs money. We live in a capitalistic society. But look what you're doing. You are committed to making money. Okay, you're committed to this bit right now. Shilling Butterhelp. A company that has stolen people's personal data.
But it is a lot of work to produce a longer form content, and sometimes I just don't have the time. I guess I'm just popping on to say I'm coming back.
She has time to do Valentine's Day photo shoots. She did several of those. She has time to make costumes. She has time to like paint and glue projects. She has time to make the ugliest fucking necklace I've ever seen in my entire life. She has so much time. If you wanted to, you would. You have time. You just don't allot time for that because you don't want to do that. She's coming back. Look, she says, I'm coming back. She's not happy about it. I'm coming back. Like, it's just so like, as the French would say,
not as loudly as I was before. And there'll be some hauls in the future. That's pretty much it. And I just enjoyed chatting with you today. So that's it.
You're always
Till
loud,
next time.
Anna. That's why we like you. Look at that. Even that. She kept the smile, but it's not behind her eyes. You see that? Yeah. So I did do a little tiny bit of digging on BetterHelp. In 2023, they had a lawsuit. They were sued for disclosing people's private information. And they also have controversy surrounding the quality of their therapists. A lot of people say that they have been canceled on and rescheduled over and over, stood up by their therapists. A lot of the therapists are counselors. They're not actually therapists, which there is a difference. A counselor can be great, but they're just not quite as the same qualification as a therapist. And then a lot of people were saying that you get paired with a therapist and it's just super random. Like, you're just paired with a therapist, and if you don't like him, you can kind of go through picking your own therapist a little bit more like personally. But, you know, I feel like it would be super similar to just finding a therapist through your own insurance. It's kind of the same structure. And then also another thing with BetterHelp is that they say that it's $70 to $100 a week. I'm assuming that that is without insurance, but they are marketing it as like an affordable therapy, an accessible and affordable therapy. But $70 to $100 a week, that's, you know, possibly $400 a week. I don't know, or a month. I don't know about any of you, but I couldn't afford $400 extra a month just for therapy, considering that most like, if you have insurance, it will most likely cover therapy, and like your copay is going to be like $30. You know, when I go see my psychiatrist, my copay is $32. I know a psychiatrist is different. They're prescribing meds and stuff. When I used to go see my counselor with my insurance, it was like $40 a visit. So, you know, $70 a visit, that's still like $380, right? Right? Or is it more? $280, I think. Yeah, $280, sorry. It's between $280 and like $400 a month out of pocket. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. That's not affordable, in my opinion. And I know it's like health related, which we're in America. I'm in America, so I'm going to speak about American issues. The healthcare system is really expensive here. So I just don't feel like it's that affordable. I don't feel like it's any more accessible than it would be if you had health insurance. It's the same style of, like, you know, you go on your portal or whatever, you look through all of the doctors, you kind of just pick one, see how they do, you know, so it's kind of the same vibe, in my opinion. And it just doesn't seem like it's any more affordable. And it doesn't seem like you're getting like a better quality of service, in my opinion. So, yeah, it's just really problematic. And oops, sorry. It's very problematic, and it's just, Anna's very tone deaf. I feel like her shilling the Trainwell, the co-pilot, was a little problematic because Anna is super morbidly obese, and I just feel like her taking training advice from an app was kind of dangerous. She didn't have anybody guiding her, supporting her, showing her proper movements. So I just feel like Anna is like she criticized other people for. She's just in it to make money. And it's quite obvious that she doesn't really care about, you know, what she's selling as long as she's getting a paycheck. And that kind of shows too, she coupled up with Amazon. Amazon is a terrible company. I'm sorry. I know everybody utilizes Amazon. you know, you kind of can't get away from Amazon, but I wouldn't partner with Amazon for anything. I caught a little touch of something. I have a tickle in my throat. But yeah, I wouldn't partner for Amazon for anything, and I certainly wouldn't partner with BetterHelp either. So, I don't think this is going to be a super long one, and I don't feel like I had anything super innovative to say. But I just feel like once again we have Anna being tone deaf and just shilling products that it's obvious that she doesn't believe in or use. I don't think she uses BetterHelp. I don't think she uses BetterHelp. And I also feel like it's really easy to get a random therapist and you give them the story, right? You give them the information to work through, so you can lie to your therapist. I think a lot of people do that. I think a lot of people get a therapist and they just straight up lie to them, and they basically create this situation where they get this person to tell them what they want to hear through lying and manipulating them to them. I feel like a lot of people that are like on the narcissistic spectrum kind of do that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm just yapping at this point. I don't have anything good to say. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Have you ever used BetterHelp? And if so, what was your experience? Was it good or bad? Would you use it again? Would you recommend it to anybody? And do you know anybody that has used BetterHelp? And yeah, what do you think of Anna shilling yet another problematic product? What do you think of that? I think it's a little tone deaf. What do you think about Anna saying that she doesn't have time? What do you think about her talking about the importance of face-to-face interactions while simultaneously shilling online therapy? Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one, okay? Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.
Looking, I found a site that analyzes 13,000 brands sponsoring YouTube creators on over 972,000 sponsored videos. I then categorized the top 25 brands. For example, number 1 is Amazon, number 7 is NordVPN, number 10 is BetterHelp. I then made a list of the top brands with the highest user ratings based on online reviews, and I also made a list of the lowest ranked. And as you can see, on the top 10 sponsor brands with the lowest user rating / complaints, BetterHelp is number 1. And they have recent reviews saying things like this: I was stood up by my therapist 2 days. Monthly charges, not a single therapy session. Clueless therapist, absolute money grab. That's a lot of bad reviews. And that's exactly why I decided to make a video on BetterHelp today. I wanted to talk about BetterHelp. I wanted to try BetterHelp. And at the time, BetterHelp's terms of service stated that it was the patient's responsibility to verify their therapist's credentials. And apparently at the time, every single YouTuber that was promoting this company was getting some sort of referral kickback. I've never seen this before. According to affiliate paying, each referral earns the YouTuber $100 kickback. What, like the Amazon referral program? Well, apparently back in 2018, people didn't like this and they changed their terms of service. But that wasn't the only thing that was damaging to BetterHelp's reputation. There were growing complaints. Complaints like therapists being late and trying to sell their books. For 2023, the Federal Trade Commission filed the official complaint. They alleged that BetterHelp shared email addresses, phone numbers, IP addresses, intake questionnaire information, app usage data, like session times, frequency, bookings, and they shared it with companies like Meta, Snapchat, Pinterest, and Google. So obviously the FTC ordered that BetterHelp stop sharing information and health data for advertising, and they were forced to pay $7.8 million in refunds.